Oh my goodness, video number 3 for the day. Don't upload videos for months, and then all of a sudden I'm just slamming them out, multiple videos a day. So it is still Monday, July 15th. I think it's the 15th, 11:47 a.m. Central Daylight Time here in Oklahoma City. I'm at the TA truck stop off of, I think this is Council Road that this one's off of. Oh, I just noticed that their sign is all ripped up. We've had some storms, tornadoes and stuff like that. Maybe they had some high winds, ripped up their sign. The whatever it's called, the canopy over the fuel island is damaged. So far, there are no surprises with the DOT inspection. I got here, they said it'd take about an hour to get me into the bay. They had me pull up to the bay 3 and sit and wait. And I was like, perfect, that'll give me time to put my mud flap on. So, I installed the mud flap. It was a more difficult installation than it should have been because one of the connector brackets on the mud flap on this brand new bracket that I bought was not lined up properly. So I had to get out there with a hammer and all kinds of crap to like bang the bolt in place to get it through, just because of a janky mud flap hanger that was off center. Did this guy did they not do his work? He pulled in here to get that fender, the fairing right there installed, but I don't know what happened. They didn't end up installing it. Maybe they didn't have the parts or something. But I had them go ahead and charge up my air conditioning system because my air conditioning system sucks. And I asked the guy, he was already working on somebody else's air conditioner, and I asked him, I was like, are you like, damn. Well, we got Dumb and Dumber here. This guy's just gonna be stubborn and keep backing up. He's got plenty of room to pull forward. He could just pull forward. Don't listen to that fucking idiot. You'll end up hitting that guy. I think people trying to be helpful is nice, but when somebody's giving me directions on backing or something like that, I don't trust them. Because if I hit something, they're gonna walk away. And I'm gonna have to deal with that. So, anyway, my air conditioner sucks. Like when it's 100 degrees outside in direct sunlight, I have to turn the cab air conditioner. I think it's one single air conditioning system, but there's a separate blower system in the sleeper. There's a secondary blower unit in the sleeper. But with the cab and the sleeper both going full blast, it can barely get the inside of the truck down to like 80 degrees, maybe 70 degrees. If I go and I cover up all the windows and pull my curtains and everything, yeah, I can get it tolerable. I can get it down to like 70 degrees when it's 100 outside in the middle of the day. But the air conditioner should perform better than that. So I saw him working on somebody else's air conditioner. I asked him if he is any good at HVAC, and he is like, I'm decent. So I asked him how much it would be to work on my HVAC system. What in the fuck is... Sorry. It looked like Werner was just pulling into a bay without a mechanic. You don't do that stuff. Never pull into a bay without a mechanic there guiding you. But he said it would be $350 to make sure all the pressures and everything were right on the HVAC. I was like, that's crazy, man. And he's like, well, I don't know how much coolant you have in your system, so I'd have to drain it all out and fill it back up. And I was like, oh, you're charging $350 and you're going to completely evacuate my entire system, pull all the coolant out, and then completely refill it? I was like, now that price doesn't seem so bad. Like $350 just to like get the pressures right and top off the coolant, that's fucking insane. But to completely evacuate the system and refill it and, you know, vacuum it out and everything.
Actually, do need you for one more thing.
What, we doing in brakes?
Yep, more brakes.
All right, let me pause this while we do the brakes. All right, where were we? Yeah, he had me, I had to go over there and press the brakes and stuff for the DOT inspection. So anyway, forgot what in the hell I was saying before I had to go over there and do that. Oh, I think we were talking about the air conditioning thing, but yeah, before he evacuated everything, you know, he went and checked the temperatures coming out of the vents and took a look at a whole bunch of stuff, and he couldn't find any issues except the temperature coming out of the vents was not very cold. The cold, like one of the vents was only blowing air at like 70 degrees, and the coldest vent was blowing air out at like 65 degrees. That was the coldest vent we could find. And that was just running the cab air conditioner, not the sleeper unit. And I only had the fan on level 2, so it wasn't like blowing really hard. The harder the fan blows, the less cold the air is. So it should have been, especially sitting here in the shade, even though it's like 100 degrees outside, sitting here in the shade, it should have been pretty damn cold. Like it should be like 50 degrees coming out of those vents. But it's like 65, 70 degrees coming out of the vents. So he said that, yeah, he'd go ahead and evacuate the whole thing and just completely redo the whole system and see if that fixes it. But it's gonna cost me $350. Plus, he found an air filter that I did not even know existed, that was absolutely filthy. And we replaced that air filter. I think that's the air filter that pulls in the air for the air conditioning system from the outside, and it was just nasty. So that should help with air circulation if nothing else. But this is going to end up costing me $350 plus whatever they're charging me for the air filter. And that should be it. So it'll probably be around $400. And how much did I spend on the tire? I spent $400 on the tire. And then I spent, I want to say around $80 on the mud flap. I can't remember the exact amount. 60 to 80 bucks for all the mud flap stuff. The mud flap was like 20 bucks. The mud flap bar was like 20 bucks, and then I had to get a bolt kit, and then I had to get the reflector. I think it was somewhere between like $60 and $80 for all that stuff. I priced it out on Amazon to see if it would have been cheaper at Amazon, and it would have cost me like like the cheapest that I could find on Amazon would have cost me a minimum of like $120. So Fleet Pride was like half the price of Amazon. think that was the shop manager that just pulled up right there. I can't remember his name. I've talked with him a couple of times. But no, that's not him. Probably a mechanic. So hopefully my air conditioner works better now. If it doesn't work better now, then I don't know what. And I explained to him that it makes this hissing sound. My air conditioning system makes this hissing sound all the time. And all the research I've done online has told me that the hissing sound can be caused by like the pressures not being correct or the coolant level not being correct, and it'll cause the compressor to constantly kick on and off, which is basically what it sounds like it's doing. Like it hisses and then it'll stop, and then like 10 or 15 seconds later it'll start hissing again and then it'll stop. So yeah, hopefully this gets the air conditioner working, because other bad news is the air conditioner that I installed broke. And I'm tired of messing with it right now. I'm not going to mess with it anymore at the moment. The mini split that I installed worked perfect the day I installed it, except for, you know, it was not draining water properly because I installed it at an angle. But whenever I changed the mount to where it was no longer angled so that it would drain properly, it no longer cooled air. The fan comes on, it blows air, it's great, but it doesn't blow cold air. So I'm not 100% sure what's wrong with it. I'm not sure if it is, maybe there's a coolant leak in the system and it just leaked out slowly over time while it was sitting there for a week or two, or if the compressor's broke. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. I'm tried to do an RMA on the unit. Man, there's another truck with Trump stuff on it. I don't think I've ever seen a truck with Biden stickers on it, but I see quite a few of them with Trump stickers. So yeah, I'm going to be idling the truck for air conditioning when I go back out over the road. And whenever I get home, I'll probably end up replacing the whole unit again. I looked into just buying some R32 coolant, but R32 coolant is not readily available in the United States. It is available, but it's hard to get. Not many places carry it, and it's really expensive. It's really R32 is very common in Asia and Europe, but in the United States they don't, like, I don't know if R32 is ever going to become standard in the US. It's apparently a really good coolant, but it's extremely flammable. So there's this mixture of R32 plus this fire, like, repellent, or not repellent, but fire retardant or something. There's some other type of coolant that's called something else, R410A or something. I don't know what it is, but it's basically, what's up?
It's about 2.5 pounds low.
Well, hopefully that fixes it.
I wouldn't expect so.
Like give me a, like, relative, like, how much is the total amount that's in something like that?
4.
And it's 2.5 low? Oh my God, that thing's gonna be like an icebox now.
Put it on a vacuum, check it out for any leaks anywhere, and put some gas in it.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, sir. I don't know if you heard that, but he said I was 2.5 pounds low on coolant, and the whole system only uses 4 pounds. Oh my God. Hopefully that fixes my air conditioning problem with the truck. Hopefully that air conditioning system starts working amazing now. But yeah, to give you an idea of how hard R32 is to get in the US and how expensive it is, it would be cheaper for me to replace the entire unit rather than to buy R32. There's only one place I found that sold R32. The smallest quantity they sold it in was in 20 pounds. And I can't remember exactly what the price of it was. It was like $250, $300, and that did not include shipping cost. So I don't know what the total would have been to get it like in hand. Probably would have been upwards of $400 or $500, and they might not have even sold it to me, because in the United States, when you're dealing with coolant, a lot of these places will only sell to like certified people. So yeah, I don't even know if I would have been able to buy it, since I don't have like an HVAC certification. But yeah, it would just be cheaper for me to buy a whole unit. I am trying to do an RMA, but the company that I bought it from is, I think they're based out of China or something, and they are making me jump through a bunch of hoops to get a warranty on the system. So I don't know. My plan is to continue with the RMA process with the vendor, see if I can't get it replaced under warranty. But if not, then I'll just spend $600 buying a completely new unit and install that next time I'm at home. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I've been home for too long. So I'll just go ahead and go out over the road as is. And then next time I get home, I'll deal with replacing that unit. You know, sitting here thinking about this, about how low that thing is on coolant, I would bet what happened was, because it's been getting worse over time. The very first time I had the shop take a look at the coolant system, the place where I get almost all my work done, it wasn't like that bad. It would get the truck like really cold, but I was just gonna have it serviced, see if it maybe could get better. And after they hooked their lines up to it and everything, it was worse. So the next time I had them check it again, I was like, man, this thing kind of sucks. And the next time they checked it, it was after that when I started getting all the hissing sounds, and it got even worse. So I think what it was every time they were hooking their machine up to it, they were draining stuff out. Wait a second here, I don't know what's going on. I think this is the truck driver that's parked in behind me. That's talking to the mechanic right now. But anyway, so yeah, that's probably what happened to all my damn coolant. Is the shop that didn't really know what they were doing with HVAC probably let a bunch of my coolant drain out. But 2.5 pounds, that's a lot of coolant. It's hot out here. I'm trying to stay in the shade. Last time I was out installing that air conditioner, man, I got a really bad sunburn on my head. It looked like I was wearing a red hat with my bald head. His sunburn was so bad. I'm gonna have to get myself a hat. I do have a Landstar hat. One of the shippers, one of the customers that I delivered to in, what was it? It was in Park City, Kansas. The place where the BTK killer was at. Yeah, I hauled some stuff from a convention in, it was Cleveland, Ohio, to a place in Park City. And they were like a big time Landstar customer, and the agent handed them a whole bunch of swag, like hats and pins and stuff, and told them to hand them out to all the drivers. So whenever I got there for the delivery, they handed me a hat and a couple of pins and stuff like that. And I was in a pretty bad mood because it was a horrible load. Like, it was one pallet and it paid pretty well for the area, but there was a tremendous amount of drama picking the load up at the convention center. The information was not relayed to me properly about the procedures. So I ended up having to drive right through downtown Cleveland twice. And then on the delivery to Park City, Kansas, the place that I delivered to was out in the middle of nowhere. I should have had plenty of room to back into the place, but they had cars parked up and down the road in front of the building, and it made it to where it was just a pain in the ass to back into the place. So I was in a really bad mood when I made the delivery. I try not to be an ass to customers. I try to be nice to customers, but they could probably tell that I was in a really bad mood. I was mad. I was already pissed off about all the drama with the load, and then backing in a spot that was unnecessarily tight because they were using the docking area for storage, and they had cars parked across the street from the dock, and all that crap. Oh my goodness, I was fired up. I hope I didn't show it too much though. But I should wrap this up because I'm probably going to be done here pretty quick. They're done with my DOT inspection, and he was topping off coolant just now, so we should be good to go pretty soon. So I'll wrap this up and throw it up there, and hope you're having a good week, and hopefully I'll be out there over the road again soon. Once I get this truck parked, I'm looking forward to going home and just getting in under some air conditioning and hibernating, because I am just beat from all this crap the last couple of days. So anyway, have a good one. Bye.